got it. We're good? Okay. Hot slachel. Good afternoon. I did mention it before we went live. We will not have class on Wednesday. Wednesday there will not be class. I will send out an email to those who are live, who come into the live stream, who participate that way. But yes, this Wednesday for sure we will not have class. What we're gonna do today is I'd like us to go through the Lizzie's clam digging experience. Thank you guys for your patience and understanding last week. We didn't have class on Wednesday or Thursday. On Wednesday, I believe I sent out the audio so that everybody could listen to Lizzie's clamming experience at their own time to try to follow along. Did anybody try to do that? I just want to make sure the audio made it through. You didn't get that email? I don't think I have you on my dang thing. My dang thing.
I get text.
Do I not have you on it either?
I don't know. I didn't get the email though.
You didn't?
You have an email?
Yeah, my bad, my bad. For those tuning in, if you're not receiving the emails for any of the handouts or any of the updates, please let me know. That's right, because I message you guys on Facebook, or I message you guys and I text you to give you a heads up when we're not having class. Okay. Which email do you want?
My work one is fine.
Work one? Okay. So add to email. I think that's what I was waiting to ask you, is which one.
And I'm always running out of here after.
Yeah. So I'll add your work email. If you guys could write your what email you want me to send you any of the handouts or updates. Monty, you did try it? Yeah. And it worked?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was my biggest worry, is making sure that the link or that the audio made it through to everybody and that everybody was able to listen to it without an issue. I will resend that email to you guys once I add you guys to the list. All right, so let's give this a go. So we're just gonna go through this. The first time around, I'll say it, and then I'll have you guys repeat it, and then we can just take that healthy risk and we can go through page by page and take turns reading a sentence. Each page is kind of, one per person until we get to that mouthful. So hopefully there will be enough for everybody to give it a try. Okay. So starting with page 1 of Lizzie's clamming experience. To elag will chud all tuk ilt bead.
To elag will chud all tuk ilt bead.
Chada to olosh chud to och twal ti kameno head.
Chada to olo, chud to och, to all ti koishin.
Hoi chud to ahwo hoya ti ish desachwo.
Hoi chud to aho, hoya ti saho.
Can you say the last one more time?
Hoya ti ish desachwo.
Hoya ti desaho.
Desachwo. Hoi chud oak Schlechilla chud twal all.
Hoi chud ok, chachilla chud to all.
I lost you, Winnie Mai.
I didn't even say nothing.
I know. I lost
Wait.
you. Let me hear you guys say twal.
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 Twal. When we look at it, it says duhal. Duhal.
Oh. But
I don't know why I get so. It's hard for me to erase things. Okay, so twal.
twal.
When we see the written form, we see duhal. 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 We have it written in this manner. This is a direction term, to or towards. To or towards. So this is knowing that you're going towards
The house.
at. So all can mean on, at, in. On, at, or in. So you're going towards, at, towards, in. This direction term lets you know the movement, something is going to somewhere.
Okay.
Although it is written this way, the way we hear it is pronounced twal. Twal.
Twal.
Twal. We can look at that in different ways. One of the other connections that I think of that gives a good comparison is when we look at the word, our language. Lushootseed. Lushootseed. Here, around here, we've called the language Lushootseed. Lushootseed. Our Poyalapab's relatives, they call it Tulalip. Tulalip. And then I think our Muckleshoot relatives, our Buckleshoot relatives call it Lushootseed. Lushootseed. These all come from the same word. The language name is the same. It's the pronunciation that's different.
And it's just from the region, right?
For this word, we say Lushootseed. Lushootseed. The pronunciation that Poyalapab's uses, Tulalip, is close to our pronunciation for twal. Twal. Buckleshoot, they kind of drop off. They're like, we don't want to confuse y'all. We speak Lushootseed, so they stay out of the drama. No. But it really is just that slight pronunciation. Even if you say duhal, 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 like the faster you say it, that fluency like teeter-totters between duh and tuh. Duh and tuh. The way that we've heard it pronounced by our ancestors is twal. We hear that a lot in the stories, twal, twal. Just to confuse things even more, we have this word. This still means the same, on, at, or in. Tool, tool, like a tool that you use to fix something, tool. This is twal, to or towards something, tool all, from. From at, towards at.
Okay.
you'll hear elders speak, like when they're getting ready to, or when they're talking about a story. Ti'i siyohob tul al tudi tu hak. This story is from Al Tudi Tu Hak from a long time ago. So I just wanted to take a moment to make note of that although it's duf al, a lot of the times when we're looking at the written form of our oral language, it's there so that grammatically we know that this duf is the prefix to or towards something.
What's TXW then? What's that mean?
It's this, but pronounced twal. That's where it.
So it still means from?
It's no towards.
Or towards?
Yeah. It still means it. They're honoring the fluent pronunciation of it. We're utilizing the grammatical pronunciation of it. Neither is wrong. But that's where I felt like this gives a good comparison. They mean the same thing. Duf lushootseed, twal shootseed. Duf lushootseed, twal shootseed. Reminder. Huh?
That one's from where?
Puyallup. Puyallup. They call their program the Twal Shootseed program. In English, it's TWUL. And that reminder, this would look exactly the same. When we see these schwas, oftentimes those are put in between consonants because you naturally make that slight sound in between consonants.
What's Nisqually speak?
I'm not quite sure what term they use. I just know that these three really stick out for like northern speaking tend to say duf lushootseed when we talk about the language. Puyallup definitely uses twal shootseed. And then Buckleshoot, they say whole shootseed.
Okay.
Yep. And then I'm also thinking of how they spell it in English to match that phonetically. But yep, but they all mean the same thing, to or towards. But this is a good example to show the pronunciation. Duf, tu, duf, tu, twal. So we're going to pronounce this twal. 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 Yep. Okay. Iguitseed winimai. I thank you for asking for that to be repeated because there was that light bulb like, okay, it says duf al. Why am I hearing something else?
I was like, wait.
So if we don't pause and do those things, then it's going to be one of those things like, I don't know
Like I
why
see
we
it
did
somewhere else and I'll
that.
be all-
Yeah. Yep. For the most part in our speech, when we talk about chud twal, we're going to be using that twal. In that form, the duf al will be pronouncing it twal. But we still use duf in duf chak towards the salt water. Duf ta'at, up towards the upland. So you'll still see duf used, but for whatever reason, in duf al, it's pronounced twal.
Okay.
The
That's the only one that
mysteries of our
Yeah, I'm like, is that the only
ancestors.
one that was pronounced like that? Are they tricking us?
We'll make discoveries the further we go. Okay, let's do that one again. Hoi chud a of ok of. Hlechil of chud twal al.
I still went to go
I'm not going to make us say all of this in one breath. So we'll break this one up. Hola uch italus si ich tudskoi. Twaltids acho u ola chadchad. U ola chadchad.
Thank you.
U ola chadchad.
Just
One of the
wanted to keep
reasons,
rolling.
yeah, one of the reasons why I really wanted you guys to, and I apologize for not having the email stuff figured out. When we retell this story, all I can hear is Lizzie, like her pronunciation and her the pace of which she does this story. Because she has that very calming, telling throughout her story. At least for this one, I think we could agree, Angel, that Deer and Changer is a very different piece because it deals with different things. Okay, we'll do that one again. Chwol af uch italus si ich tudskoi. Twaltids acho u ola chadchad. Las quo chad ties quobai rover. Chwol las quadil ties quobai lich al tis elak. 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 Don't forget that. Elak. I'll hot de captain al tids ulus. Diet hot, diet hot. Okay. Before we take turns, to ela gwilchad al tek iltbeed. What is she saying right here? To ela gwilchad al tek iltbeed. I got into the canoe. Notice she didn't say my canoe, at least in her Lushootseed. In her Lushootseed portion, she did not say I got into my canoe. She just said I got into the canoe. Chada tu olos. Chada tu olos. What is that part?
I am traveling by.
And I. And I traveled by water. Hey. Chada tu och twal kameno head, which is hueshid. It's still, interesting that she didn't name drop hueshid. She used its English name. Chad tu och twal kameno head. Yep. And I traveled by water. I went to Camino Head. Hoi chad tu ahwo ah. Hoi chad tu ahwo ah. Hint drop. Hoi means then. Then I was clamming now. Hoi auf ti ich des acho. And ooh, little bug. What does that one mean? Done now with my clamming. Eh. Hoi chat a oak a. Hoi chat a oak a. She gives two different she uses och, go. She also uses this means go to a specific destination. So they both mean go. She just uses, I think it's cool that she uses two different forms of go. I got in my canoe and I went to Camino Head and I was clamming. Then I was done with my clamming. And then I went now. And then who remembers because she's specific. Go home. I went now, home now. Tlechila chad twal al. Tlechila chad twal al. What's that one? Last week we talked about two different arrive by water and arrive.
It's just arrive.
To the house.
It's yes, I arrived to the house. Tlechila arrived now on foot. Yep. So the difference between Tlechil, arrive on foot, and Shlalil, arrive by water. I arrive now to the house. Here's where the mouthful. Chol of uch italus si tudskoi. What do we get out of that one?
Mom.
More surprised.
Mm-hmm. We have surprised. We have mom. Just now. Just now. Uch italus was surprised. Si tudskoi. What is that? Two? Who remembers? Yep. Yep. Late mother. Because Lizzie is telling this when she's like a great grandma. Like she was an elder. So that tudskoi is letting us know her mom has passed now. My late mother was just surprised. That's like once you have the good English. I don't like saying good English, but this is good Lushootseed. Twaltids ahwo u olachad.
Hey.
So what about the twaltids ahwo?
Words. Towards the clams?
Whose clams?
My
Yep.
my clams. Yeah.
Yep. Four. So twal can also be used as four. My late mother was just surprised for my clams, olachad,
Oh, gathered.
that I had gathered, that I had obtained from nature. Lasquochad tias quabite rover.
Rover.
Who remembers the Lasquochad? Lasquochad. We are usquo. We are gathered. We're here gathered. Usquo. Who remembers what we talked about for Lasquo? Lasquo.
Accompanied by.
It's to. We have a word for a company. We do. We have a. That's why I didn't want to be like, yeah, because it does mean that, but it in a different manner. Guabid is a word to accompany somebody. Lusquo means when they were traveling, because all these other things were happening. They were together through all of those things that had happened. Lusquo. They went along together. And I think we talked about, here we go. We talked about that la prefix. That la prefix, you can add that la if there's a series of actions. Just like for her series of actions, she was using to and to show the change of what she was doing. I did this now, and then I did this now, and then I did this now. But this la can also be a series of things or something that was going, that they were doing while all these other things were happening. So that lusquo is they went along together, or they were together in this movement of time, this movement of things they were doing. That's why I'm like, gosh, they mean the same thing, but they don't. Okay,
She could have said Guabich chud a tias bite too.
She could have.
Okay.
She could have said, yeah. So Guabid
Or
could have been.
Because she like dilute. Because she could have said whole chud too. Instead
Yeah.
of Ola.
Yep. Huol lesquadil tias quabite. So we have that huol again, just. Lesquadil. Sitting. So we have guadil, the sitting part. The la is, she would be la'ulu. She would be the one that is doing the traveling because she's doing the movement. She's the one making the canoe go from one place to another. He was huol lesquadil. He was just sitting there as they traveled along. So that's the huol lesquadil. He was just sitting there as they were traveling by water. Lith all ti'ich elak. Lith all ti'ich elak. When we go back to twal, tool all, oh, we get a whole bunch of these words that you'll pick up. There's leith all, chital, twal, tool all, leith all, chital. This leith all is by way of. By way of, leith all. Chital would be, this is just kind of a little bonus word. This is next to.
Next to. Chital?
Chital. But
Like near?
near, yep. Near, so this is saying like near at, near in. So she didn't say that Rover was less guadil chital. She could have said chital if he was traveling right next to her as she was pulling canoe. But he was less guadil lish al ti'ish elak by way of the stern. I had to take myself back to the canoe journey practice when we were saying elak. Now I'm going to forget the rest of them. Okay. by what route, by means, lethal, by way of, by means of. So he was just sitting there as they were traveling by way of the stern. He was sitting in that captain's seat. I'll hat de captain altid sa ulu. Okay. What do we got going on? What was he?
A good captain.
He was a good captain. For what? For her travels. Okay. So let's take turns. We're gonna, oh geez.
What does IL mean?
So that one is a confusing one because aisle in the dictionary, like we use that for, it means storage. And that could have just been maybe she was saying something else. Because I can also, just I by itself, that first part means oh, like kind of like an exclamation. Like, oh my, it could have been that. But we do run into things where maybe what was written down in the dictionary, there were two different meanings for it. Maybe we just didn't get the direct, all of the translations correctly. That's where we run into for, if you listen to the story, when you follow along with this, we really struggled with that one. We really, really had to slow it down. We had to step away from it and come back to it and try to determine, is this what she's really saying? Because of her fluency and the way that she was speaking. Yes, she's slower. It's nothing compared to trying to translate what Martha Lamont, when Martha Lamont's telling her story, she's just very like a very fast-paced storyteller. So that's one that doesn't quite fit because aisle is to store something. Aisle alt would be like a storage building. We call, I think at one point we were trying to call computers suf aisle ali, a device used for storing things in an area. Yeah. If we had that exclamation on it, means to change. So maybe this, if there's a typo or that could be like he became a good captain on my travels, because that ill part is to become. Good question, Lushootseed. Let's go through these one by one. We're gonna take turns. I don't know who wants to start. You guys know that the last section is a mouthful. So you'll be taking turns. You'll start? Winnie Mai? Okay.
Ela oil chud alt tikil. Shut up. Oh.
Tunad to Olong Chen to O.
Yep.
O. To all.
12.
12 and Huishes.
Hey, that hot. George. Guat quadsta at sil tabu adstat. What's your Indian name? Your Paade. Paade. Okay. I was gonna say Degui Paade.
Chooch.
Can I hear you say it?
To ahua.
To
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that last one right?
Hoi of ti des acho.
Hoi chud acho to ok.
Hoi chat a of oak of.
Hoi
Eh.
chud acho to ok. Yeah, and then
Oak of. Oak of.
ok. And then chilif chud twal all.
Hey. Okay. Nikita, that first one, the first sentence.
Will a chitalus si tutskoi twalti saho u ola hadchan.
Hey.
Los Colchad Tias Gobite Uber.
Qual la scodio tia scobite lis or lis all ti is elak.
Hey. Everybody tuning in, you get the last line. Let's do that last one together. I'll hot de captain altid saulu.
What's this? Is that something too?
It's it's Teeds la ulu, but when you have the s and the la, you drop the l. That's something advanced that we'll go over eventually. Is when we have the handout that you,
All together.
yeah.
It's not even on there.
Prefixes, the prefixes, some of them will make modifications when you're like trying to smash them together, trying to add multiple prefixes. So that one, if there's a S nominalizer for the active la place to place, you'll drop the L. Yeah. Tid saulu. Lushootseed. Last thing, we're not going to get to the handout. I did email out a handout to those who are tuning in on the live stream. I wanted us to get to this last week, but we didn't get a chance to. So I apologize to Brian because I'm springing this one on him. This is one of the Paula and Mary conversations. Okay, for this one, we have a Paula as chalcha. But Elid? Hot dada to Molly as huakwilchad. Hoi itu. As chalcha sidagui. As tagwafchad. Hoi atled. Hoi. Hoi sidagui. Okay, looking at this conversation, we have a chofpala as chalcha. What is that one? Hot dadatu Molly as huakwilchad.
Good morning, Mary. I'm fine.
As huakwil.
I'm tired.
Hey. Good morning, Mary. I am tired. Hoi itu. Hoi itu. What is she telling her? Then go to sleep. Hey, she got an attitude. Hoi itu. If you're tired, then sleep. And then Paula asks, Us chal chuf tsidagui. Who remembers the tsidagui?
How are you?
And how are you? Us tagwaf chud. I'm hungry. Hoi uslid. So she's getting that attitude back. What's she saying? If you're hungry, then
Go eat.
eat. Hoi uslid. And then she just says, hoi. And then Mary says, hoit si de gui. And bye to you too. This short conversation that we'll practice tomorrow, because we're 2 minutes until end time. This is one that kind of builds off of that. Hey, how are you doing? I'm fine. How are you? I'm good. All right, see you later. Like that base conversation, and now we're adding more to it. So now we're changing that response to, I'm tired. Well, sleep. So we're bringing in the verbs. We could also say, using these, and we might get to that in a future conversation, we could say, hoi shlu itu. Well, you should sleep. Hoi shlu uslid. Well then, you should eat. So we'll look at conversations and add that onto it too. The other thing that we're gonna do tomorrow is maybe I'll just hand these to you guys now. Might as well. Just in case anything comes up and you're not able to be here tomorrow. This one has some more of those greetings and departures. And then it also has feelings. Some of the feelers added into that. That way we can get away from that standard. Oh, I already gave you one. Jeez, sorry. We can get away from that standard. Oh, I'm good. I'm fine. We're going to get in our feelers. So that's what we will go over tomorrow. Reminder for people tuning in and for people in class, we will not have class on Wednesday. All right, uhoy of church, igwi tabutled. Hey, techich debu.